If you'd like to see more of our videos, hit the subscribe button to stay on top of the market news. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is June 19, 2020, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, oil rallies on anticipation of increased demand to $39 a barrel from $34. A big jump for oil. But first, let's take a look at the economic events of the day. So we only have one major economic events coming out throughout the day, and that's coming out of the European Union. That's going to be an EU economic summit happening today. Shouldn't affect the markets too much, but you do want to know that it is coming out in case that there is any kind of sway in the market. But first, looking at the Forex symbols, watching the major pairs pretty much drift as summer trading really kicks in. Okay, the volume is very light, the volatility is extremely tight. So that is actually happening almost across the board. Now looking at the Dow Jones, it's pretty much flat at 26,000 as it's just bearing between that 26,300 and 25,700-ish level. Now looking at the commodities, we said oil jumps while gold remains unchanged. Really from yesterday, 1726 is the price that we're still trading it right now. And lastly, looking at the stocks, the rotation continues. And this time, it's not Microsoft or Apple that's pushing the market higher, but this time it's Amazon who is trading on its all-time highs. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to start here with the Euro USD, and you can see pretty much how flat this is. I mean, this is trading at 12.13 right now, between 12.13 and 112-ish level, really very flat. And from yesterday, we really just consolidated from 12.60 down to 12.13. So we're in a very, very tight range. So nothing really jumping out here today. Now looking at the GBP USD, you have greater chance of trading it as this has been a little bit more volatile, okay? And it has retraced a little bit more aggressively than the euro has versus the dollar. So this is something to consider as it does make this correctional move. And we're really smack in the middle between these two parameters, 121 and 127, and really smack in the middle of that. So really, I mean, it could go either way at this stage. So I'd rather not touch it. You know, it may hit like a little bit of a level here at this moving average that we're hitting right here at that 30-day moving average and bounce off of it. So that could really could be a small play for later today, but really nothing jumping out here. Now looking at gold, also same story. Well, at 1727. Yesterday we were at 1726. You know, really in a very consolidated form. Lastly, looking at oil. Now, this is kind of interesting, and this is something that I would get involved in. I mean, since earlier this week, we saw it go from $34 a barrel up to $39 a barrel. That's a nice $5 jump within the week. Now, we're closing in on our highs of $40 a barrel. Now, if this does have some momentum on the upside, we could see it actually break higher if that's going to actually rate. In the anticipation that flights and airplanes are going to be back into, 40% capacity of what they were in December of 2019. If that happens, then I do expect the price of oil to continue going higher. Now, jumping into the equity markets, looking at the Dow Jones, you see it's trading at 25,921 right now, almost flat at 26,000. So this is really very, very flat for the Dow Jones. Now, jumping into the NASDAQ, it's a different story. NASDAQ is above 10,000. We saw that retrace earlier this week to 9,400, and then from 9,400 we rallied over 600 points. So the NASDAQ has remained pretty much strong, okay, vis-a-vis looking at the Dow Jones. Now, what is it about the NASDAQ that's carrying us higher? It's Amazon this time. Amazon trading at 26.49, which is almost dead on our highs, okay? Only $6 off of our all-time highs. However, when we look at Apple, it's almost on our highs, okay? 354, not receding so much. Microsoft also at 195, very close to its all-time highs of 198 that we hit a couple of weeks ago. So this is something that is, kind of interesting. And I'd like to see some sort of continuation here for us to take it higher, okay? So basically what is carrying the markets right now is the tech stocks, okay? The tech stocks are really at the cutting edge right now of the market, pushing us higher, okay? So if they could possibly take us higher while bringing up the Dow, if the easing of the lockdowns are going to start happening, and we're going to kind of live with this virus, so to speak, okay, and kind of incorporate social distancing and all the stuff that the WHO is suggesting people to do in order to minimize the amount of infections around the world. So this may be a long-term solution to how we're dealing with this current coronavirus situation. So we're still in the midst of this pandemic. We haven't seen the light at the end of the tunnel yet, but from one thing is for sure, we're getting closer to that light. I mean, these type of pandemics usually take between a year to 3 years. Okay, so whichever way you want to look at it, at the end of that tunnel, we've gone through almost 6 months of this. Okay, around the world, some countries a little bit less, maybe 3 months, but altogether we're further in than we were about 3 months ago, and we're also much smarter than we were 3 months ago. So with that considered information that we have, this may actually be a open space, so to speak, of how we could see an outcome to this, and maybe an easing to the lockdowns and the economy is kind of bouncing back gradually. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.